Welcome back. You're watching Storyboard. Lenovo, the company that you think of as a laptop manufacturer, has been transforming itself into a global tech brand, moving from enterprise to a consumer brand, then a PC brand, and now on to being a strong global contender in tablets, smartphones, and even wearables. Storyboard caught up with Lenovo's Asia-Pacific marketing head, Reynolds, to talk about their India plans.
Nick, thank you for talking to us.
Pleasure.
To begin with, what brings you to India?
This is my 57th trip actually to India.
So what about this trip? Yeah.
This trip, specifically Lenovo's very excitedly been relaunching our new brand, our new logo. And here in India, as a strategic market in Asia Pacific, I head up marketing. So it's important that we do everything right here in India and as we grow and expand our brand.
Right. Now, you're got the mandate for the whole Asia Pacific.
Yes.
And rolling this out across a market with different media consumption habits must be a bit a challenge for you.
It certainly is interesting and exciting. Here in India, I think, we're one of the top 3 brands when it's in PCs, when we look at tablets as well, top 10 now in smartphones. For us, mass reach is very important. So balancing your media mix between TV and maybe print, but also more important, digital and social is it's an important balance. I think here in India we're a little bit more emerging market media focused on print and TV.
Right.
But it's important as we're a brand that people aspire to here in India, and we're a brand that is a long-term player, as we aspire to be, the world's preeminent, technology brand in a few years.
Right. But I mean, from a say laptop and PC brand, now you're expanding into a whole lot of new categories. What are the peculiar challenges you see in those categories, especially, they say, the smartphone and the tablet?
I think from a marketing perspective, you've got very different dynamics here in India. For the first time, people will buy more smartphones in India with a Lenovo brand than maybe PCs. So that's going to be their first experience with our brand, and it should be a great experience. So for us in India, we're seeing different dynamics compared to maybe some more mature markets like Japan or Australia, where we haven't yet got the smartphone portfolio. So I think in Lenovo in India, it's a great opportunity because we have the breadth of product from your hip pocket with your smartphone right through PCs and also tablets, but right up into the server market. So we're really from the data center now right through to consumer.
The peculiar problem in India, how much does brand matter when purchases, especially of smartphones, are being made on price comparisons, and that's what a lot of people seem to care about. It's the price point, the tech specs, and don't care too much about the brand.
I'd argue that it's actually a healthy balance here in India. People are certainly searching for value, and they seem, from my experience in India, people are very tech savvy. So especially on smartphones, there's a very high consumption rate around information and searching, making sure there's a good buy and they get best value price performance equation. But also I think in India people are upgrading. The economy is growing and growing healthily. People are moving from up economically. So over time, the premium market, the higher price band products, and those brands that are aspirational brands that people want to own on their 3rd, 4th, 5th smartphone, maybe their 4th, 5th PC purchase or tablet purchase. That's the brand that Lenovo needs to be and become. And investing in brand over time means that we'll be a long-term player, not just a value player. I think in India today, you really want a combination of both. You've got to have a great product for a great price, but you also need to have a relevant brand that's meaningful.
Thank you so much, Nick.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That's a confident Lenovo talking about life beyond the laptop. Now we take a look at Micromax's Life Beyond the Mobile Phone, an exclusive view of their new LED TV commercial and a chat with their CMO Shubhajit Sen on the campaign.
Sometimes it's a game of 4 and 6. millimeters. That's why being a third umpire is so tough. Get it wrong, you break a billion hearts. Tell him to हर कैरेक्टर का एक म्यूजिकल डेफिनेशन होता है. स्टॉप. कांट द फ्लूट है. 10 पैसे बढ़ाना. बैकग्राउंड स्कोर में ना सबका ट्यूनिंग और लेवल एक होना चाहिए. गलत लगा तो गया.
कलर्स में इमोशन होता है, नाचते हैं कलर्स. कलर सैचुरेशन बढ़ाना. हाँ मतलब पिक्चर ऊपर नीचे हो सकती है लेकिन पिक्चर क्वालिटी नहीं होनी चाहिए.
नाइस. It's about clarity. It's about audio.
It's about visuals.
Experts की मेहनत देखिए Expert TV पर. Micromax LED TV. Nothing like anything.
Our LCD business is actually doing really well. So we have more than double the business last year. We've got to more than 8% share, the latest one, and we're now the 5th largest in the country. So clearly the performance has been great. So we don't need an advertising to actually sell more TVs because I think we're doing a great job. What though we have been facing with a lot of consumers, and especially consumers of a particular segment, is they knew of Micromax as a brand which was big in phones, and there's still a little bit of a question mark about are they good in the quality, are their features different from what the other TVs are. And I think that's the perception that we wanted to change, and change very quickly. The marketing challenge for us was to, we are very sure that the TVs that we sell are of the highest performance. You know, we use the best components, our service rates are very, very good. So we are very confident about the quality of our products. What we wanted to change was, however, the perception, and bring perception closer to that reality. And we felt that we wanted to use authentic experts who could talk about the features that we are very sure perform better than our competition, which is why we took 3 experts from the who are experts on audiovisual medium. So we took Anurag Kashyap, who's very well known as a person with a fine eye for the cinematography and the colors and the visuals. We took Amit Trivedi, obviously for the sound, as well as we looked at Harsha, because cricket is obviously the big passion points, and Harsha is probably the most embedded in what TV broadcast is today. So these were the 3 experts that we used, but we decided to make them use them in their during their craft, when they're working, and how our TV, Micromax TV, plays an integral role in helping do their craft better. And because they can trust on Micromax, our expectation is our consumers would believe that their work is best viewed when it's viewed on Micromax.
It's a APAC show, and this time Pepsi takes center stage. Now, Pepsi India has created a 5,000 square feet diya, a symbol of hope, at New Delhi's Jawaharlal Nehru Stadium. The diya formation has been filmed by Earthcast cameras from space and will be part of a film made by Usher. Pepsi's Ruchira Jaitley tells us what Pepsi hopes to achieve with this.
Have you ever wanted to see the world from another perspective? In the near future, space will be a playground where anyone can play. And the planet will be watching. Look up, the future's here. You don't want to miss it. This is bigger than all of us. Are you ready?
Pepsi started the year with challenges, and the idea of Pepsi is that the core of Pepsi is challenge. We've done global and local challenges. The first challenge to kick off really was the India challenge, in fact, Crash the Pepsi IPL. Post that, we've done challenges across the globe. Now, given that the mix of global and local challenges, this is possibly the largest and the most global challenge, going across 12 countries, 4 continents at least, and with 2 cameras in space really, recording what's happening across the globe. We wanted India to be a part of it for 2 reasons, obvious reasons. One, we are a very, very large and very significant part of PepsiCo globally, and obviously India has to be a part of it. Equally, given that this is a global challenge, this is a story that spans over different continents, and India really stands for very strong cultural values. In fact, even the symbol that we've used as a part of this is a symbol for hope, unity and peace, but very, very Indian. So we're hoping that with all of this, we can clearly stamp in the Pepsi Global Challenge what we can do, what Indian consumers feel, we've over the last 2 days been running a contest really, which was pretty much about saying how do you get hashtag in the cast, and it's been trending, and that's about saying, as Indian consumers tell us, what your message is out of space. So not only are we running what's the global challenge that Usher, and Usher is pretty much like a facilitator across, and he's our global spokesperson. But not only what Usher is going to be coordinating across the globe, but equally what Indian consumers want to send out as a message to the globe. And that message actually is a very, very strong message. Some beautiful messages that came on Twitter, of which 34 are going to be part of that entire message that we send out to space from India. Unique opportunity for us, unique opportunity for consumers to actually feel part of something larger and more global, and that's the way the world is going. It's not so much the person who's going to be making this happen, while that's a very, very important creative collaborator. It's about the messages that people have in these countries, and these countries are all very varied, from Czechoslovakia to Mexico to all across the world, and of course India. So I think it's about a common philosophy and the values that we're talking about. It's not really about saying, is it one personality versus the other? Again, why would we want to do it as India? Indian consumers today want to be a part of the globe. I don't think they see themselves as sitting in local markets and doing local challenges. While Crash the Pepsi IPL was immensely successful, the fact is it was about Pepsi IPL, and there also we made the consumer the hero. We put their films on the most expensive media through the year pretty much, which is the IPL media, and on the finals. We're saying you have an opportunity to be a part of what's happening across the globe. And consumers have loved the idea. Some of the responses we've got have been, what an awesome idea, and only Pepsi can think of something as large as this. So I think it is a very, very positive part. It's a positive message, and the second is, I think it's on. If I were today sitting around saying I can be a part of something that's much larger, and it's about humanity versus just about saying I'm Indian and is it relevant to India or not, I think those values talk across the globe.
Before we go, some wonderful news to share. The Advertising Agencies Association of India has decided to bestow the Lifetime Achievement Award on Bobby's sister in a ceremony on the 31st of July. Well, that's the end of this episode, but do catch our Cannes Lions coverage at these times, and also an exclusive interview with Chairman and CEO of Publicis Group's Maurice Levy over the weekend. We'll see you next week. Thank you for watching.